Hey everybody, this is Jeff at Build an Aquarium Workshop, and welcome back to our channel. I don't do a whole lot of videos. I apologize for that. Very busy nowadays, and I would love, believe it or not, to do more videos. But I am doing this video today because I have had a recent rash of unfair statements. And, I want to be able to, talk about these. Now, one of these statements, I've heard over the decades, working in the pet industry, being a tropical fish hobbyist for 49 years, but especially working for like Petco and PetSmart, you would hear this quite often, and even when I worked for other pet stores and fish stores, and that's regarding the 3-gallon cube, the Betta. So I had two unfair statements there about it, and I had an unfair statement on my Lake Tanganyika cichlid tank, and that one. And a lot of these comments are really just hasty generalizations. They're kind of applying the small to the whole, and we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about all the things that go into breeding. That one was regarding crossbreeding, which is hybridization. And when we get over that tank, hopefully we'll have time. I don't know if we'll have time. I'm gonna try to make this not too long. And the first one is very easy. We'll go ahead and talk about the 3-gallon Betta cube. Okay, and I just want to say before we run over to that tank and show you he's doing very well, he's thriving, he's in no danger of dying, but I want to let people know that it isn't just experience, hands-on experience, but also book smarts. And today we have the internet. I love the internet. I work at home from the internet, but I can tell you that we can go from zero to ignorance in less than 60 seconds. That's true. Unfortunately, because you don't know who's disseminating this information, and there's a lot of disinformation out there, whether it's on purpose or not. And in the hobby, it's probably not on purpose. It's probably just ignorance, people being naive, hobbyists not knowing, or maybe it's just, their particular experience that they have, and it's probably not a very big or global experience, maybe over a span of time, and therefore they think that this is what's really happening, even though maybe they're pointing to exceptions rather than the rule, okay? And that doesn't make it untrue, but in this case, you're going to see how it's really an unfair statement, okay? So book smarts, and back in the day, before internet, I have, decades of Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine and I used to get different magazines, even cichlid ones, African cichlid ones, believe it or not. And this is an old one, of course, so yeah, is it outdated? Sure. But a lot of the information is still true. I mean, if they, if you're looking at if you're talking about taxonomy, sure, maybe some names have changed a little. Not and equipment's the big one. Technology, the upgrades are unbelievable, from incandescent to fluorescent to LED lighting, right? Those are where some of the big changes are happening, which is really exciting about our hobby. I just want to say that the PhD smarts, there's a lot of science in our hobby, especially when it comes to water chemistry, very specific behaviors and evolution and things like that. So yes, turning to the PhDs, taxonomists, ichthyologists, marine biologists, that is important in our hobby. Listen to them. I've been around them. I've even been on a fish collecting trip with a PhD, which was very enlightening. And these people are wonderful to be around, and just to listen and pick their brain about things, even if it's not your forte in the tropical fish hobbyist. Like this person was a catfish. At the time, it wasn't really that big of a catfish. I was a cichlid guy, but I learned a lot, and just by listening and learning. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to promote the tropical fish hobby, and help folks. But these unfair statements from time to time, and they're not, I don't want to make it sound like they're all the time and there are lots of statements. It's not true. I get tons of compliments, lots of people thanking me, oh, thanks, and it's not just product reviews. And I have to say, you're welcome. I love it. That's what we're here for. I wish more people would comment and join in, but in the right way, not in a negative way, not in a general way where they make comments just, tank's too small, or that fish is gonna die. You need a better filter. Yeah. Those are just general statements with nothing to back them up. There's no detail. There's no why. It's just hey, your fish needs a filter. Does it? So please, if you're gonna comment, get into the know before you comment, is what I like to say. And if you don't know, then you can research it and use multiple sources for your research. Don't just use one source. You want to do that. And as you watch channels and stuff and you read the magazines still, if you get magazines or books, you're going to learn and you're going to be like, oh, okay. But the proof is in the pudding. So let's go look at this tank and talk about the proof is in the pudding for these two unfair statements. All right, here is our beautiful 3-gallon Betta tank. Here's your update. The moss, where did that moss go? I got all this duckweed. It's out competing it for the light, and I have scooped out the duckweed and put it in a pond that I have outside because it's growing very, very fast, and it covers the surface, so it's taking all the light away from this moss, which is now exposing the piece of wood that the moss was really growing. But you can see the upper part, right? Because it needs light. All plants need light, and that moss is still okay. I'm still surviving, but down below, it's not doing as well, you know. But you do see some moss here and there on the ground. And okay, so where is our Betta? Where is he? He didn't see me. I snuck up on him. That's a surprise because every time I come to this tank, he's always over here. But I fed him already. And so first unfair statement was that, and again, I've heard this over and over from people who aren't fish keepers, right? They keep dogs and cats, and they get to, you know, those animals, the perception is they roam around free, so they're not in prison, right? But every animal in an enclosure is in a prison, right? That's what you hear. That's, you know, oh, geez, I can't believe, you know, they put this little fish in this little bowl or this little tank. How cruel. But it isn't. Sometimes it is, but in this case, it isn't. This is perfect fish for this 3-gallon cube. So one comment was that get rid of the moss. You're killing your fish. Get rid of the moss. Get a filter. It's been 5 months now. This fish has been in this tank. 6 months in a 2-gallon bowl, and it's still thriving. Okay, and I think it was a rehomed fish. So this fish is probably 2 to 3 years old, and it is. You know, since I snuck up on him, I want you to see. This is his little hangout right here. Try not to, so you can see him in this corner. That's what he does most of the day. Oh, he knows I'm here. He's like, oh, you're going to give me more food. Now I fed him already. See, he turned around. He's like, oh, you're here. You're going to give me more food, right? But that'll happen later today. He already got his breakfast. But that's the fish. You can put him in a 500-gallon tank. Wouldn't matter, okay? Fish is sedentary. I told the one person to look up sedentary. That was the second unfair statement. The second statement is this cube is just too small. That's it. That's all he said. No reasoning. No knowledge there. And no, it's not. For most fish, especially the community fish, small fish, an inch of fish per gallon of water is great. Now, is that an absolute rule of thumb? No. An inch of fish per gallon is great, but not for all fish. Goldfish, no. Koi, no. Cichlids, no. Large exotics, no. Can you imagine putting a 3-foot arowana in a 3-foot tank? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Of course not. It needs a lot more room than that, okay? Especially fish that are active. You got rainbow fish that are very extremely active, right? Danios are very active. Bettas are not, okay? So I told that person who said, oh, there's not enough room in here. I said, yeah, general rule of thumb, inch of fish per gallon of water. This fish is, and he'll see, here he comes. He's 3 inches. I measured him with a tape measure from head to tail. There's a lot of finnage there. So he's 3 inches. So that is, and this is a 3-gallon, so that is an inch of fish per gallon of water, okay? And we are using, I'll say this one last time, we're using the moss, and now we're using the duckweed as a biological filter. Does that mean I don't do water changes? Yes, I do water changes, okay? Not that regularly, though. I don't have to. Don't have to scrub the tank all that often either for the algae. There you have it. There is our little 3-gallon cube. So, do they need a filter? No. Do they need a heater? No. Do plants kill fish? No. You see all these planted tanks and fish in them. So, yeah, I don't know what people are thinking. But, yeah, no. Plants, if they're dying, could cause pollution. But that's another video, right? All right, so there you have it. We just wanted to go ahead and talk about those two unfair statements. And I don't want this video to run long. So, we are going to make another video on that last unfair statement. It was a hasty generalization comment or a generalization about crossbreeding Tanganyika cichlids. All right, folks, hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, please let us know. And definitely like and subscribe, and let us know what you think. And like I said, this guy's been in here for 11 months. He's doing well. He would not be, you can tell when fish are not thriving. They usually get sick and die. And that isn't the case. So yeah, that's, as you can see, he's perfectly happy. All right, we'll see you in the next video.